Today on the NBC5 News at 4:30. No heat, no hot water, and it won't be fixed for weeks.
It's definitely frustrating.
Hear from Lincoln Park residents putting up with the unbearable conditions, plus a heroic move.
And I looked up and there was no bus driver.
How this quick-thinking 17-year-old steered a bus full of kids to safety. And an orphaned otter finds a new home here in Chicago. It's all coming up today at 4:30. Today on the NBC5 News at 4:30. No heat and no hot water for weeks.
It's definitely frustrating.
Hear from residents putting up with the unbearable conditions. Plus, an orphaned otter finds a new home here in Chicago. Today at 4:30.
Hate crime. This teen and two others faces charges for allegedly putting a noose around a classmate's neck. What was their motive? No heat and no hot water for 3 weeks. Now the courts step in to end the misery sooner. And a high school hero, a girl who only just got her license 2 weeks ago, jumps behind the wheel of a school bus when the driver collapses. Good afternoon to you. This is the NBC5 News at 4:30. I'm Marion Brooks. And we begin this afternoon with some breaking news. There is a verdict in the trial for the man accused of killing a Chicago police officer. Lamar Cooper has been found guilty on all charges in connection with the murder. Residents in a Northside high-rise will soon get some relief. They have no heat or hot water and were told they wouldn't have any for weeks. But this afternoon, a judge stepped in. NBC5's Jeff Goldblatt is live for us outside the building with the very latest. Jeff?
Marion, a quick turn of events at this property in the 2700 block of North Pine Grove this morning. The city had actually sent out a boiler inspector to size things up. Then by this afternoon, the city had hauled the owners of this property into a court at the Daly Center and before a judge. When it was all over at this hearing, an agreement had been reached.
And when it comes to recycling, computers are a pretty hot commodity. And Chicago Public Schools received a big gift from the federal government today. It's delivering gently used computers and printers. NBC5's political reporter Marian Ahern is here with that story. Marian?
Marian, now that 2010 census is over, the federal government is donating computers and printers that are in fine shape to government agencies, even schools. Congressman Mike Quigley and his staff leading the way. The Chicago Public Schools will...
And let's get a quick update from our storm team. Brant Miller has more on the weather right now. No storms, though.
No storms, but you know what? The computer models missed this. This weather system, there's a big dip in the jet stream. We'll show you that when we get to the weather segment. But what's happening here is a weather system that was supposed to say south of us did not. It came farther north, and there's rain across northwest Indiana. You see it being detected there by Live Doppler 5. We'll give you an idea of how much rain has fallen.
Coming up, is Governor Quinn taking a spring break? We'll have that answer in our deep dish report. And then on our news at 5 o'clock.
A major shakeup promised after bodies are found piling up at the Cook County morgue. I'm Charlie Wojciechowski, and that story is coming up.
And a robber picked the wrong store to hold up. One customer was a retired police officer. And if you ever thought Pat Sajak seemed a little loopy on Wheel of Fortune, he admits he was. A moving memorial service honors the life of a legendary coach affectionately known as Joe Pop. More than 10,000 people gathered today inside Penn State University's basketball stadium. Could be labeled a disorder. And thank goodness she did and knew what to do, right? Good for her. Well, some of the most famous and creative people, you know, are left-handed, but there may be a dark side for lefties. Misty DeQuan's got more on that.
Well, about 1 in 10 people is left-handed, and they include presidents like Barack Obama and Ronald Reagan, as well as 4 out of 5 designers of the Mac computer. But on this morning's Today Show, running around in them to suddenly go into an exercise shoe, which is, of course, much flatter. And we're talking about heels that are 2 inches or less. So it was surprising when we read this study to hear that. We thought for sure it was about this high fashion 5-inch heel.
And my takeaway is, so you should be wearing the high fashion. That way you don't have to worry about
I know you said that.
Right?
I know you said that.
And I'm skeptical about that sleeping at work story because it seems like you can't get away from work then. I mean, that's
true. They must also let you leave your iPads and iPhones and everything else outside.
Right, they're call you while you're in your sleep pod, right? Thanks so much, Misty. You have your own sleep pod, don't you?
We actually do do. In the Weather Center, because we're here for long storms, we have a recliner couch thing in a little closet. Was going to be a storeroom, and that's our sleep room back there.
Gotta have. It's very good.
It's a great,
I found you
early on.
Kicked me awake. I didn't appreciate that. All right, let's show you what's happening, first of all, with Live Doppler 5. There are some rain showers across northwest Indiana. This is a weather middle 20s on Sunday. 32 tonight, rain southeast, patchy fog continues, maybe even a chance of flurries as that front passes. And then for tomorrow, 38, the high temperature, partly cloudy, evening snow, maybe 1 to 2 inch totals. And the forecast for the next 5 days gets cold on Sunday. 27 with some light snow showers. But look at that number by the time we get to Tuesday. It'll be rain and middle 40s.
Time now for some deep dish with our political team of Carol Maureen and Marianne Ahern. And we begin with the news that really shocked us all this week. Senator Mark Kirk's stroke. Now just looking at sort of the non-medical side. What happens next politically?
He has them over for lunch. Brian Williams, Scott Pelley, Diane Sawyer, others came to the White House. Imagine this, having lunch of lasagna, sea bass, green beans, butter beans, and peas, not to leave anything out.
We are convinced it was a marvelous meal. But if you invite us next time, we'll bring you deep dish.
Naturally. Thank you, ladies. That's going to do it for us here at 4:30. Rob and Allison have a look at the 5 o'clock news. Hey, guys.
Let's hope the president takes you up on that.
Yeah, he likes pizza. We know that.
Coming up next on our News at 5, big changes are coming to the Cook County morgue after disturbing reports that corpses are piling up.
Then, is there a setback in Senator Mark Kirk's recovery? Find out why he was rushed back into surgery.
Plus, meet the new star at the Shed Aquarium. All next on our News at 5.